well, the market's had some time to absorb Prismatic Evolutions. It's about half a year old now, so I'm going to be making a video just to check up ranking the best items to buy versus the worst items to buy. So Prismatic Evolutions is getting to that territory where, you know, there's some products that's going to like not really get any more reprints, and we're going to start to see certain products tick up, and we're going to see some certain products get printed into the oblivion. Of course, this is where you want to make your decision on, you know, buying one, just hoping that it doesn't get reprinted, or maybe you'll just start stockpiling and preparing for it to eventually go up. I just want to say, guys, check out the display. Oh no, it's pretty sweet. I actually have a lot more to display there. I've just, I set it up, but the problem was I set up the shelves like really bad, and it's like 1 a.m. right now, so I don't want to like fix it up now because it's going to be loud, so I just have to do that another day. But yeah, check it out, guys. It's pretty cool display. Okay, so I'm going to be ranking every single item, and I guarantee you're not going to be able to guess the last one. There is no way you will. There could be 1,000 views on this video, there could be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. None of you guys are going to guess it. I'm just telling you right now, you're not going to guess it. But honestly, I don't really want to waste your time, so let's just get straight into it. Is the EV pouches. So, okay. The problem about the EV pouches is that when you buy collection boxes, generally, what happens is the price per pack is actually quite poor. Usually, instead of it being $7 or $8 per pack, it's like more like 10 to 12. Now, the benefit is that in exchange, there'll be promos or statues or really whatever. The problem is the special item is a pouch. You can just 3D print a pouch. You can just sew your own pouch together, right? There's no exclusivity there. And no one really, like, you know, it's a cool pouch and, you know, people like it, but collectible side of it, not really there. So it's the worst item, absolutely worst item to invest in. I would not invest in this in the slightest. And if you have any, I would highly recommend you sell it immediately. You know, a lot of the time in my videos, I actually say like, hey, I would not recommend you buy this, but if you have it, you might as well just hold it. This is the item where I'm saying if you have it, I would genuinely recommend you list it right now. Okay, no, finish this video and then list it. Yeah, do that. So once you've done this video, recommend you list it immediately. This is such a crap product. It's so bad, and the price per pack is really bad. But then that leads us to number 11, which is the binder collection. It's a very similar thing. Like the problem is it's a little bit better, but it's the same situation. It's just so underwhelming. Oh, I just want to say, all these are going based off market price. I'm not going to go based off like MSRP. Like, I'm going to be going based off what you can get them for, not what you could have gotten them for. So I'm going based on market price. Yes, you could have bought Pokemon Center ETBs in November and you would be up 4x of your money. That's great. But I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about the past. So yeah. Binder collections. So this is something a lot of people don't talk about, and no one really, a lot of people say that 151 ETBs are the highest appreciating 151 sealed product sold by retailers, and they would be wrong. For anyone who says that, they're just wrong. Now, I would understand why people make that mistake. This is a very unknown fact, but the 151 binder collection is actually worth about $265. Meanwhile, the 151 Elite Trainer box is worth about $450. All these prices are in AUD for the record. So, by about 5 to 15%, the binder collection is actually the highest appreciating 151 sealed product sold by retailers. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So why is it so low here? Well, the reason why it's so low here is because people actually master setted 151. People actually master set it. Now, I just want to be clear. The reason why it is so expensive for 151 is because it never got a restock or reprint. This is the thing that no one tells you. It is the only 151 item that did not get a restock. 151 ETBs did get a restock. No one tells you that. UPCs did get a restock. Once again, no one tells you that. They didn't get reprints, but they got restocks. Binder collections never got restocks. Like, never. It was just the binder collection in the store, and that was it. So, yeah, very, very weird Black Swan event, but I would not try to like replicate that with Prismatic, so I wouldn't really recommend it. But then number 10 is poster collections. Yeah, you know, poster collections are a very, very cool item, but it would be better if Pokemon made like the promos, not all of them in the same box. Like, it would have been better if they made it where there were 3 different variants, you know, a Flareon themed one, then a Vaporeon themed one, and then a Jolteon, and then a Jolteon themed one. That would be much better. Problem is they didn't do that. What they did was they all made the promos in the same poster collection. I don't like this. And the reason is because people will open up 10 poster collections, 5 poster collections to chase whatever card they want, right? The problem is they don't want all those promos. Maybe they'll just want one pair, but then that's kind of it. Issue is that what tends to happen is that these promos are so flippin' common, it's not really a whole demand for them. So, yeah, maybe you grab 1 pair or 2 pairs, but that's really it. So, yeah, it's just really not worth it. And then that leads us to number 9, which is mini tin displays. Or just mini tins as a whole. Look, maybe they'll do good long term, but this item gets printed into the oblivion, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because it's very cheap for them to mass produce. The Pokemon Company tend to reprint stuff that's easy to mass produce. So, like, you know, a great example is booster bundles, you know, mini tins, stuff like that. Very, very easy to mass produce. ETBs are hard to mass produce. You've got like all these boxes, all these exclusive items. You got like the sleeves, you got the promo, you got the box, but then also the box has to be assembled, right? The mini tin is just put the backs inside, close the tin, and call it a day. ETB, you've got all this stuff they need to assemble, so it's a lot more expensive. So meaning that generally they tend to reprint it less. So my point is, we're very early on. Maybe still displays. I mean, I've got 2 displays of 151 and I'm getting like 3 more, so I'm gonna have like 5 in total. Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure they'll do fine in the future, right? Like, I don't know, I really don't know, but I'm sure they'll do fine. But like, dude, 151 is almost 2 years old. Like, that's the equivalent of being able to buy Prismatic mini tins in 2027. So just let that sink in for a second, right? Next on the list is number 8 are surprise boxes. Man, I hate this because the surprise boxes were so sweet. Like, the surprise boxes was like this close to greatness, but they missed the mark. First of all, 4 packs is barely anything. Second of all, the promo. Oh, man, I really wish... Like, it being pretty empty is fine. Like, it being an empty box is fine. But, man, they were so close, man. They had the greatest idea. Surprise box. You know, which promo are you going to pull? Great idea. Love to see it. The execution, though, oh man! If they made this was my suggestion, yeah. They have, let's say, Evolving Skies, right? Evolving Skies, you've got a V and a VMAX of every single evolution all are in the set, right? They should have done the same thing where they made illustration rares. Imagine they made illustration rare Umbreon, Sylveon, Espeon, and it's a 1 in 9 chance to pull whichever one you want. That would be so cool, man. Because with Prismatic, I heard there's going to be 31 SIRs, and I was like, man, that's sick. 31 SIRs? Man, I wonder how many illustration rares there's going to be. And it's like, oh, there's actually none. And then you think, oh, okay. That's kind of cheap. Because, like, I mean, we're all having high expectations because we were thinking that there would be illustration rares and special illustration rares, like they did with Evolving Skies. But, I don't know, I guess they really said, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. But, yeah, so, I don't know, man. I thought the surprise boxes would be sick if they did that, but they didn't. Let's talk about the reality that we're in. Terrible price per pack. Stamped promos. People do collect stamped promos, like, that is a thing, but not really a whole lot, to be honest. And the problem is that people just open up the surprise boxes for the packs and then just sell the promo. Maybe they'll chase 1 promo, and then the rest of them they'll just sell. A lot of selling pressure, bad price per pack. Not a fan. But then the next on the list are actually booster bundles, and the reason is because it just gets reprinted a lot. You might as well just wait like later into release. Great example is 151. You see all these 151 bundles? I could have gotten them on release. I could have gotten them a year after release. I could have gotten them in November last year. No, I waited till last month, and I just bought them, and I've just accumulated. You know why? Because I'm not going to hold it and wait 6 months, a year, 2 years, and just see no gains. I know they reprint it. Why would I buy it so soon? That's stupid. That's silly. Why would I do that? People say to me, they're like, hey, dude, that's really dumb. You should buy it, secure your position. Sure, dude. You can hold on to 151 bundles for a year and see no gains. I'm up like, what, 50% on the sealed display? Oh, no, I paid $800 per sealed display. Man, I'm up like almost 2x on those sealed displays, and I've been holding it for like, what, 4 months? Something like that. The thing is, you just wait. Be patient. You're not... Okay, I don't want to sound rude, but it's not smart or, like, savvy to buy it and wait 2 years. No, that's just plain stupid. Because you know they're going to reprint it. You know that they're going to do more print waves. So it's almost like... it's almost like so fearful that you're going to miss out that you actually end up making a poor decision. Yeah, that's actually what it is. You're so fearful, no, not you specifically, just people who do this. People are so fearful that they'll miss out on buying it later, even though historically, since the dawn of the dinosaurs, Pokemon have been doing usually 2 print wave windows, maybe 3-year print wave windows, but at the very least 2-year print waves. Like, dude, so yeah, that's just my friendly suggestion, right? Like, that's why I'm saying booster bundles. Like, if you wanna, the only reason I would say buy it now is if you're trying to snipe it at retail. That's where I'd say, all right, fair enough, go for it. Like, if you say to me, hey, I get what you're saying, makes perfect sense. You know, market price a year ago is the same market price as today. It was obvious it was going to do that. You know, it makes perfect sense. But I want to try and get it at retail, and I need a year to accumulate 100 booster bundles at retail. Maybe I can only get an average of 5 a month because of, you know, limits and stuff. I would say, you know what, that's actually fair. But dude, if you're buying on the secondary market now, just please don't. Like, please don't. Seriously, if you want to, a complete random side note, oh my goodness. If you want to get out of retail and you're in Australia, I would recommend joining the Discord server TCG Notify. I have been in that server since pretty much the start. Really annoyed because they didn't give me an exclusive role. I actually asked for one, and then they said they gave me one, but then they took it away. And then I asked for it again, and then they gave it to me, and then just took it away 5 minutes later. I'm like, dude. Anyways, I'm sorry, just mini rant, because like, I'm gonna start protesting to give me an exclusive role. So yeah, Kia, if you're watching this video, give me my role back. I want my Journey Together whale role. Dude, so many people poke fun at me because I have so much Journey Together, and I said to them, can I please get an exclusive role where it's Journey Together whale? Because like, I want that to be, you know, Journey Together like whole whale, right? That'd be funny. He was like, yeah, sure, man. After months of convincing him, he gives it to me for 5 minutes and just takes it away. I'm like, dude, I'm far out, man. Anyways, point is, you get restocks online. Like JB Hi-Fi dropped Prismatic bundles yesterday, 5 per person. Here they dropped Blooming Waters, surprise boxes, booster bundles, Prismatic ETBs, all of this stuff, right? All these goodies. And dude, if you got notifications, mate, you would have gotten 2 Blooming Waters, you would have gotten 5 Prismatic booster bundles, and all this stuff. Like, seriously, it is so good. I would really recommend joining it. But then if you think to yourself, you know what, don't really like buying it online, you know, my fingers aren't fast enough, maybe my phone is a little bit old, maybe my internet is a bit slow, mate, you can also go in person. They have in-store alerts where you can where people ping when they go in a store and they say, hey, this store in Cockburn, which is an actual suburb in Western Australia, which is hilarious, but anyways, Cockburn has Prismatic Evolution ETBs, then someone will post about it, and then you could go there and buy it. Like, it's really good. I would really recommend it. So if you're trying to get retail and you're in Australia, I would 100% recommend it. So it's on Discord. You just need to connect your Whoop account, which is basically the website where you link your Discord account to Whoop with your Discord account, and then you basically pay for it, which is $12 a month, which is pretty fair. But if you use my coupon code, which is Sandboy50, and you get to save 50% off, you know, first month. Honestly, I would recommend it. I would never sell you a product. I would never advertise buying something if I didn't believe in it. I would never be a sellout. I would never promote something I don't actively use. This is something I've used for months on end before I even talked about partnering with them. So I would 100% recommend it. So, yeah, anyways, holy crap, that was a really long explanation. Anyways, fire out. Holy crap. Are you guys still with me? Anyways. Number 6 on the list are Pokémon Center Elite Trainer boxes. Okay, so number 6 to number 1 is where it gets into good territory, where like you should buy it. The reason why Pokémon Center ETBs are so low is because they've already gone up so much, dude. Like, point is, the secondary market is ridiculous. Like, it's like $400 in ETB, mate. That's way too much. Maybe you 2x. Okay, you know what I would recommend you do with this? This is a bit of a pro play, and like, dude, hey, no other YouTubers are telling you to do this. No other YouTubers are recommending it. So hey, I'd recommend, you know, if you haven't subscribed already, might as well subscribe, because I'm bringing you this this elite information. But generally, what they tend to do is they don't really reprint Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. So what I would recommend you do is, if you're holding off on buying Prismatic Evolutions now, what I would recommend you do is I would recommend you actually buy Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes Pokemon Center now. Then come back in a year, and it'll probably have doubled in price. Now, problem about Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes is they tend to peak. Like, in a way, they hit a ceiling because the price per pack is actually really bad. It's more of the exclusivity of the product. Now, when you have the exclusivity of the product being most of the value, once it hits a road stump, like Rebel Clash is a great example. Short printed set jumped to $600 a box 2 years ago, and it still hasn't moved to this day because that was its ceiling. Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are more than likely going to also suffer from that. At what range? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in ETB? I have literally no idea. The point is that short printed items do have a history of doing that because the value isn't really there. It's more of just because there's a small supply. So what I would recommend you do is I would recommend you buy up some Prismatic Evolution Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes now, and then you sell them in a year's time for a profit, and then you get that profit and also just the money that you sold it for, so just your revenue, and then just buy Prismatic Evolutions. Because like let's say poster collections, right? Good chance poster collections in 2 years' time is going to be the identical price that it is now. Maybe even cheaper, who knows? But those Pokemon Center ETBs are not going to hold this price. It's going to go to 500, 600, 700, 800. Hey, I recommend you do that. So you can double your position on Prismatic Evolutions. And I'm like, dude, even if UPCs go from 350 to 550, okay, well, it doesn't really matter, because if you doubled your money on the Pokemon Center ETBs, then you sell those, even if the UPCs went up 70%, okay, well, your original investment went up 100%. So then, purely just because you were savvy and you were smart, you know, working with different numbers and products and stuff, then you get the extra 30%. That's a friendly recommendation. I would actually seriously recommend you do that. If you can be bothered. Now, that is if you want to wait to invest in it. Like, if people say, oh, well, I don't want to invest in it now because, you know, it's a new product and yada, 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 I would probably recommend you just buy Pokemon Center ETBs now and then just sell it later and then just buy back, like, normal products, like ETBs and UPCs and stuff like that. Anyways, number 5 are text stickers. So, text stickers is everything poster collections could have been. First of all, problem about poster collections. Take a look at all those 151 poster collections. They're great. You'd think, that's a lot. You think, wow, lots of boxes, big storage, must be worth a lot. Nah. All those poster collections combined is worth about the value of one Paldea Evolved booster box. See all those Paldea Evolved booster boxes stacked? One of those is the equivalent value of all of those poster collections. Kind of makes you think, maybe these aren't really worth investing in, poster collections. Text stickers fixes this because it's smaller, more compact, but also text stickers or 3-pack blisters have a history of being a collectible and sought after item. I'll tell you why. First of all, the reason is there are 3 variants. It's not one, just single variant. No, it's 3. Meaning, if you want to invest in one, usually you'll buy all of them, more than likely. Now, what makes them so good is they're very small, they're very compact, very easy to invest in. That's pretty demure to start off with. So if you compare sets and you get 3 blisters versus 1 3-pack blister, generally the 3-pack blister will be worth the same, if not like 5 to 15% more. The difference is they're both the same MSRP. Blisters cost about $7 each, meanwhile 3-pack blisters cost about $22 each. So 3 blisters, you know, you do the math, and they're literally the same price. The difference is that you get a promo and it's easier to sell. But also, when you've got a good promo like a Pikachu, Eevee, goods like that, it really, really sells the idea of it. So 3-pack blisters historically do really, really well. The thing is, you have Evolution 3-pack blisters, and it's overall just a really nice item. I would say text sticks are a really good investment. Now, also, another thing I want to add is that they're really cheap. You can get them for like $30 to $35 to $40 each. And generally, if someone's selling 3-pack blisters, usually, like for Prismatic, usually they kind of just want to get rid of all of them. So, like, they probably bought at $30 retail or $35. If you offer them like a $5 margin for them, like, I don't know, they paid $30 and you offer them $35, they'll just take it. They'll just say, you know what, stuff it, whatever, just take it. That's the kind of plays you can make with it. So, hey, I would say it's a really good buy. Now, number 4. Also, I just yelled so loud. Holy crap, it's 1 a.m. I feel bad for my roommates. Holy moly. Okay, so number 4 are 2-pack blisters. Once again, this is something not many YouTubers will talk about. I don't really like the idea of like talking crap about other YouTubers, but I just noticed that a lot of them are very bland whenever they come to explaining things. They'll just say something bland like, buy booster bundles, or buy Prismatic ETBs, or I don't know, buy Destined Rivals, and it's just very lukewarm. I want to actually explain my thought process and why I've ranked these. So, number 4 is 2-pack blisters. Okay, so Once upon a time, these came out about 3 months ago. So what happened was they came out, no one really cared, whatever. If you bought it, you bought it, happy days. Yeah, sure, it sold out, every Prismatic item sells out, but out of all the items, this was people cared about the least. Now, what happened though, was that EB Games, which is the GameStop in Australia, uploaded pre-orders, and what happened was people, you could pre-order them, but they actually end up canceling the pre-order about a month later. Now, what's really interesting about this is EB Games does not cancel orders. For pre-orders, they don't cancel them, like, at all. The most they'll do is push it back. They'll say, hey, sorry, we can't fulfill it now, so what we'll do is we'll just push it back just a couple months, and then we'll fulfill it later. Cool, happy days. The thing is, with this one, they cancelled it, and the reason why was because the distribution actually cut it, like, they're not selling it. Now, maybe it comes back later, who knows, but what it looks like is that it looks like Pokemon are short printing it. Why? No idea. I think the reason why, honestly, is to keep people on the edge of their seat. I think it's more of this idea of, like, Pokemon basically going, let's short print this item, keep them at the edge of their toes. Like, they do this all the time. They short print items because why not? Like, they just do that. Like, Binder Collection is a great example. Dude, why did they short print that? Like, there's no other reason but to make it valuable in the secondary market, to make people, to put them at the edge of their toes, right? So that's what I feel like happened with this. I feel like that they did this to keep people at the edge of their toes. So I feel like it's going to do really, really well. But here's the beauty of it. They're actually not worth a lot. They're not worth a lot at all. You can get them at pretty fair prices, like $40 to $45 to $50, which is pretty solid, to be honest. But the number 3 on the list are UPCs. Now, if anyone who's new to the channel, I kind of have been a bit against Prismatic SBCs for a good while. The reason is because they were very overpriced. Something I was talking about a lot is that I was saying, do not buy UPCs. And I got a lot of heat for it. A lot of people were saying that I was stupid and I had no idea what I was talking about. But if you actually watch the videos, I said, do not buy the SBCs now because they're overpriced. The point is that it was really overpriced. Now it's not really overpriced. If you compare it to other UPCs, it's still quite underwhelming. Celebrations UPC, dude, it's got 4 promos and like 25 packs. Sword and Shield UPC, the Charizard one, it's got 3 promos, 16 packs. 151 UPC, it's got 3 promos, 16 packs. This one, it's got 1 promo. It's pretty underwhelming, to be honest. It doesn't even have a coin. At least I don't think it does. The Charizard UPC at least has that Charizard coin. So, yeah, it's not really the best value, but it's still naturally going to go up because it's a UPC and it's got a level of demand. So it's naturally going to do well. I wouldn't really put your life savings into it because it's still quite risky, but I feel like it'll do quite well. Buying 10 or 20 isn't really like, okay, I say that casually. Okay, not buying 10 or 20. No, we're not dropping a used car on this. Buying a couple may not be a bad idea, but, I think it'll do quite well naturally, but who knows. Number 2 are ETBs. ETBs are a fantastic item, and this pretty much applies to the same thing as the UPCs, where I was saying don't buy them now. I was saying that a couple months ago. Fast forward to now, present time, you can buy them. Go ham, they're going to do really well. Okay, so this is an error in the market that I caught a couple weeks ago. So, the premium on sealed displays is usually about a 30 to 50% premium. Great example is Paldean Fates. You can get Paldean Fates bundles for about $90 to $95, and the Paldean Fates displays cost about $1,400. That's about a 50% premium. 151 is a great example. 151 booster bundles is about $1 to $105 to $110, and then sealed displays is about like $1,450 to $1,500, right? Okay, so it's about let's just say 50% premium just to be sure, right? This is where it gets interesting. Prismatic Evolution booster bundles is about $100. Meanwhile, booster bundle sealed displays is about $1,500. The difference is, so it's the same premium, right? It's the same premium percentage. Now, when this came out right the gate, now for anyone who doesn't know that these are exclusive to Europe, right? I think it's Europe, somewhere in the world it's exclusive to. So the whole world wanted this product, but it was only being sold in like a couple countries. So what happened was it came out the gate for like $3,000 each, and it was selling like no tomorrow. Then people listed for 2.5, and then 2K, and then 1.8, and now it's like at the very bottom at 1,500, which is very interesting. So this is where I tell you that the market has made a mistake. reason on how the market has made a mistake is because this item is the same premium percentage as other booster bundles, yet it's way harder to get and the supply of it is way smaller. That means that the market has made a mistake. Now, it could be in 6 months, it could be in 2 months, it could be in however many months, I don't know. But the market will figure that out. And when the market figures out that it's made a mistake, it will correct overnight. Overnight it will correct. Literally overnight. That's what happens. A great example is a Gold Star Greninja. I mean, the latest Gold Star card to come out. I mean, dude, the latest Gold Star card to come out, it was literally like a $3 card from ETB promos. People realized, whoa, hang on, that's not right, and then it jumped to $50. Now, of course, now it's $30, and it was, oh my goodness, it was market manipulation. No, it wasn't market manipulation. That's not market manipulation. You know what market manipulation is? A shitty card, aka the Drowsy, going from $5 to $150. That's market manipulation. Because I don't know a single person who liked that card. Gold Star Greninja is very different. Because the Gold Star Greninja, people really, really liked. And it's the same thing as the Lucario promo. Okay, sure, it went from, I don't know, what, $5, and then it jumped up to like $30, and now it's like $20. Oh, see guys, I told you it was market manipulation. No, dude, it's not. It's just, it was up like 500% in one freaking month. Obviously, it's going to retrace by 30%. Obviously, it's going to retrace by 40%. That's how basic economics work. Look, people take profits. Newsflash, people sell. Like, dude. Anyways, my point is that the market will figure out that it is incorrect, and it will correct itself. I don't know when that'll happen, but it will. Now, the thing is, there's a card that I'm currently looking at that the market has made a mistake on. And I've bought 2 PSA 10 copies for about $1,100 each. I don't want to talk about them because I don't want to mention it. And I'll tell you why. Because if I mention it, I don't want people to just buy it purely because I'm saying it. Because I don't want this channel to be associated in like pump and dumps or anything shady, right? So I'm taking this really risky play because I found an error in the market. It's very hard to do, but if you can find an error in the market, I'd recommend keeping it zipped and just buying it up, right? So, yeah, this card that I'm looking at, I'm probably just going to keep buying it. I want, tons of this slab. I mean, we're talking tons. I am very confident in this slab. I want, like, large sums in this slab. And, yeah, I believe it's going to do really well. But I don't want to talk about it. Because I don't want to talk about it, and then all these people jump on it, and then it jumps up because I mentioned it, but then it jumps back down because it was, like, unorganic growth, right? Yeah, random rant. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.